Okay, welcome to AP Economics, problem set 2, Introduction to Economic Thinking. What's your name? My name is Jack Mills, and this is sponsored, this is presented by www.hongkongecontutor.com. So whether you're in Hong Kong or say you're in the United States, Canada, Mexico, Panama, wherever you are, you're welcome to get an economics tutor here with us. Online, available anywhere in the world through HongKongEconTutor.com. And all these problem sets are actually on the website too, so feel free to access them. Okay, economics is best described as what? Is it the study of how scarce material wants are allocated between unlimited resources? The study of how scarce labor can be replaced by unlimited wants? Probably not having to do with labor, right? Because there's capital markets too, there's financial markets, not everything's labor. The study of how decision makers choose the best way to satisfy their unlimited material wants with a scarce supply of resources. Okay, that one sounds okay. The study of how unlimited material wants can best be satisfied by allocating limitless amounts of productive resources. Well, we know it can't be a limitless amount. And the study of how capitalism is superior to any other economic system. While that's true, that is not the correct answer. I think the answer is C. And I see a correct response. All right, let's move on. A student decides that having already spent 3 hours studying for an exam, she should spend 1 more hour studying for the same exam. So it's 3 books plus another 4th book. It's almost like there's a marginal amount to consider. Which of the following is most likely true? The marginal benefit of the 4th hour is certainly less than the marginal cost of the 4th hour. No, that wouldn't make sense because that would mean it's costly to study. The marginal benefit of the 4th hour is at least as great as the marginal cost. That seems to be right. Without knowing the student's opportunity cost, no, forget it. The marginal cost of the 3rd hour was likely greater than the marginal cost of the 4th hour. Maybe. The marginal benefit of the 3rd hour was less than the marginal cost. That also doesn't seem right. So let's go with B. And the correct answer is B. All right. The primary focus of microeconomics is firms and individuals. Now, right? Microeconomics is the study of how firms and individuals deal with the subject of scarcity. I'm not sure if I see that here. I see 2 good answers, firms and how they make profits, and individual units. Individual units means firms, means households, means literal individuals. So let's go with that one. It's definitely not governments or small countries. What is opportunity cost? Now, I'm not a big fan of definitions, right? I'm not a big fan of memorization, rather. I'm not a big fan of memorization. But the great thing about memorization is it helps with precision, right? So if you memorize that opportunity cost is the value of the next best alternative foregone, then you're going to save a ton of time and you're going to know exactly what opportunity cost means. I'm not saying memorize everything, right? Don't use memorization as a replacement for thinking. But when it comes to having precise information right at hand, that's the way to do it. And I see the answer just like that. Todd has 1 free hour to play the banjo for an upcoming school concert or work at the library for $7 per hour or babysit his neighbor's 12-year-old son for $10 per hour. He chooses to practice the banjo. What is the opportunity cost of practicing the banjo? Well, we know that it's the value of his next best alternative. It's not the value of all alternatives. So we can't say it's 17 or 20. We know right now it can't be either A or C, right? Because those are way too high. It's got to be either 7 or 10 or something like that. The opportunity cost would be 3. Probably not that because that's way too small. They're saying it's a difference. It's got nothing to do with the difference. Without knowing the marginal value of practicing the banjo, well, we do. We know that the opportunity cost is he could be making $7 or $10. Well, which amount is higher? It's $10. So he's giving up his next best alternative of $10. So the answer must be D. If a country's production possibility curve shifts outwards, which one of the following is true? I like this guy's knife. That's very scary. What must be true? The country has underemployed its resources? No. The country has decreased its population? No. The country has increased its technology? Yeah, that means you can make more sushi and more ramen. The country is experiencing inflation? That's not shown on a PPF model, so it must be C. Which of the following will cause an inward shift of the PPF? or PPC, right? Production possibility frontier is the production possibility curve. What will cause an inward shift? Increased funding for workers and students? No, because that would make them more productive. The discovery of a vital natural resource like oil and gas? No, probably not that, because that would cause it to have an outward shift. An increase in the birth rate that eventually increases the labor force? No, that's going to cause people to be more productive eventually. The improvement of a society's technological knowledge? No. Notice how all of these are basically the same. They're all like good for the economy. Emigration of skilled workers. Notice the word emigration. That doesn't mean people are coming into your country. That means people are leaving your country, especially the smart people, right? This is called brain drain. It's something Taiwan has to deal with a lot, because they've got super, super well-educated people, but then they all end up going to like Japan or Hong Kong and making more money there. Okay. Economists use the term capital to mean what? Does it mean money, cash, bills? Sounds good. Plant and equipment. I think it should be plants and equipment, but this is an AP question, possibly. Of course, we would never violate copyright, so clearly it's been edited. Where the central government is located, the center of the economy, a major idea. No, it's got to be plant and equipment, because capital, by definition, is a good that's used to make other goods and services, right? So if you think of your computer, if you think of a business card, if you think of like a typesetting machine or a sewing machine, all of those are capital in the sense that they're used to make other goods. Now, money is usually considered capital in the sense that, if you're raising capital, if you're a fundraiser, that is literally raising cash, but the cash is used to buy plants and equipment. It's used to buy capital in the sense that it's used to buy the goods that make other goods. So the best answer, though A is a good answer, the best answer is B. And keep in mind when you're doing AP, you do have to sort through like usually at least 2 good answers. When an economy produces a combination of goods that lies on the production possibility frontier, well, I can see 2 here, right? There's allocation X and allocation W. We know that resources are being used fully and efficiently. Let's quickly look through the rest of the answers. None of them look good. It is A. Okay, which of the following would cause an outward shift of the PPC? Educational training, a decrease in birth rate, natural disaster, shortage of skills, increase in unskilled workers. All of these are bad. This one's good. That's a pretty strong hint. And yes, it stands to reason that if you train and educate your own employees, if you raise their human capital, then they're going to be more productive and your production possibilities are going to increase. And that's it. Let's submit. Okay, 100 out of 100 coins. Need a tutor? Well, I got 100 out of 100, so maybe I don't need a tutor yet. See ya.